Hi, welcome to this webinar of Beton Captions. My name is Bibhas and I take care of sales for Middle East and Africa. Before we jump into the product highlights and demo, let me quickly give you a quick overview of Intera Systems and product portfolios. As you know, Intera Systems is a global leader in offline media quality check and monitoring of live, OTT, and linear streams. With a large R&D team working on image processing, computer vision, and artificial intelligence, our focus has always been to solve industry's quality and monitoring challenges. Intera Systems solutions address various needs at every stage of content workflow, be it content preparation, delivery, or debug. As you can see in content preparation stage, Beton, our file-based automated QC tool, is heavily used for checking the quality of the assets. Beton exhaustive quality checks coverage of all major broadcast formats and built-in templates for wide variety of delivery specifications make it a de facto tool for broadcasters, post-production houses, and VOD content ecosystem players. Orion and Orion OTT are holistic monitoring solutions for assurance of high quality IP, linear, or OTT streams, both for live as well as VOD content. Both the solutions look at all aspects of the streaming, including MPEG-TS, ABR manifest, closed caption, SCTE35 ad insertions, and are fully supported for cloud environments. Both Orion and Orion OTT can monitor hundreds of channels automatically and identify and record erroneous sections and send alarms as soon as there is some issue. Our revamped Orion Central Manager provides an aggregated view of linear and OTT services, and it also helps you troubleshooting end-to-end delivery workflow, and you can really identify and correlate if end devices, video quality of experience is kind of coming whether from the IRD or transcoders or maybe from your CDN. Our latest ML and AI-enabled innovations support complex tasks of identifying lip sync issues, aligning text-to-speech captions, and content classifications. These ML-based tools can perform difficult, labor-intensive functions more efficiently and accurately. Coming back to Vega, the network operators and engineers can use Vega and Vega ABR to debug for in-depth analysis of any media files. Vega supports all popular video compression and upcoming standards, including AVI, HEVC, WebM, VP9, Dolby, and wide variety of ABR formats like MPEG-Dash, CMAF, Apple HLS, ISM, etc. Vega is also used for comparing the performance of two encoders in terms of the video quality, compression, and others. As you know, video quality is a very crucial to monetize content, and it's a big differentiator for our customers. In all our products, we have features that help you to address quality-related issues and improve productivity and efficiency. Coming back to today's webinar, as you know, with the explosion of the OTT players, including Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, and host of local players, almost all content suppliers and the OTT operators would have multiple local language tracks and the captions attached to each asset. Generation of quality checking for such captions have been a big challenge for the industry. So when we started working on AI and ML a couple of years ago, this was one of our priority research area. With several improvements and massive training of the model, we are really excited to launch this new product called Beton Captions. I'm pretty sure that you would love this product demo as well as the functioning of the product. I now hand over to my colleague Gaurav, who will take you through the demo. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please send us through Q&A button in the Zoom menu. We'll take up all the questions after the demo. Over to Gaurav.
Hello, Bebas. Thank you for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I am Gaurav Vashne, Product Specialist at Intera Systems. As mentioned by Bebas, today we are going to showcase new offering by Intera Systems, Beton Captions, a product based on machine learning technology. As the name suggests, Beton Captions is used to generate, QC, and correct captions. Just to give you an overview about captions, captions are the white text over black script placed at the bottom of the video. It displays audio portion of media as text. They are originally meant for the people having hearing disabilities, but they are used by people without hearing disabilities as well. In fact, 80% of the caption users don't even have hearing disabilities at all. So basically, captions are required to make media accessible. It is must that they meet regulatory compliance. They also resolve audio issues where there is low audio or audio is totally in different language. It helps in recalling brand and promotes globalization. Let's see why there is a need of automation in captioning. So captioning has long been done manually. It's a very tedious job. It takes around 8 to 10 times duration of the video to caption it. So generally an hour video takes a full man day. Moreover, there are lack of trained professionals in the industry, which increases the cost of captioning. Ensuring quality of captions after every editing and transcoding is also an overwhelming job. So with Beton Captions, we try to address all these problems. Beton Captions is a one-stop solution for all captioning needs. That is, to generate or to automatically generate captions with timestamp. B, to QC captions, checking sync with audio. And the last is to correct captions in case of any issues found. Beton Captions comes with a feature-rich player for reviewing, editing, and exporting captions. The product is, the UI is web-enabled like any other Intera product and can be accessed via any standard browser like Chrome, Firefox, etc. Moreover, it can be easily integrated with other solutions using REST-based APIs. So now we'll see the how Beton Captions work. So in Beton Captions, there are two modules. A, the caption generation, and the next one will be QC and correction. So let's begin with caption generation module first. Here we submit the video file to Beton Captions and then select captioning scheme, wherein we can define captioning rules like number of rows, target reading speed, maximum character count per line, etc. After submitting file in the captioning scheme, Beton Captions will use machine learning technology to generate transcript and place timecodes to captions. These captions can be reviewed in Beton Media Player. While reviewing, we can add some attributes, do some screen placements and all. And finally, the captions can be exported as a sidecar file in any format. The other module which we are going to discuss is QC and correction. Here, captions are already present in the media file. They are either embedded in media file as CC service or are present as sidecar file. Under this module, we are going to import media file along with captions. We'll then select the scheme for QC and correction. And after processing, the results can be reviewed in Beton Media Player. And finally, the captions can be exported as sidecar file. Let's see what can be QC'd or checked in Beton Captions. With machine learning technology, Beton Captions actually check and compare the audio with captions to report shift errors, drift error, inaccuracy, and completeness issues. So let's say if captions are missing, or let's say if they do not cover the audio, so those will be reported as incomplete. It It can also report extra captions in case a portion of audio is removed while editing, but captions are still there. We can also check captions against regulatory compliances like check for reading speed, character count, row count, dialogue interval, screen placement, undesirable words, spelling mistake, and much more. Under correction, Baton captions can correct alignment issues like shift errors, drift errors. It can also provide missing captions. It can also correct inaccurate captions by using suggestive text or time codes. Auto correction of spelling mistake can also be done. And finally, the review and export in any caption formats. Let's see what all platforms it supports. So the product is cloud enabled. That is, it can be either installed on cloud or on premises. REST-based APIs are available for integration with other tools. It supports all the caption formats that are used in industries. So you name them, you will find that all the formats are there. It is designed keeping in mind scalability and high availability. System is Linux based and do not require any GPU. From here, we'll move to product demonstration. So as mentioned, Baton Captions is a web-enabled tool and it can be accessed in your internet from any standard browser. This is the landing page where you can see the list of tasks that has been QC'd via Baton Captions, the captioning scheme, wherein we are going to define all our captioning rules, or you can say the QC and correction rules, when it is scheduled, time span, how much time it took for doing the QC and correction, the type of scheme which we have chosen, status, whether it is running or have some errors, etc. And finally, these columns are also configurable. So let's see the results, the report, how the report looks like. This is a summary view wherein you can see what all errors have been found during QC. So let's say if I see accuracy, it says that captions were inaccurate for total duration of 12 seconds and 32 milliseconds. And the restriction says that report as serious if mismatch between captions and spoken words is more than 2 seconds. And the confidence score is more than 80%. So you can see how accurate the results are here. Furthermore, there are some other results also, like average reading speed passed, there is no caption drifts. The character count also failed. Character count did not meet the specified criteria for 10 times. And we have defined that if character count are more than 32 characters, then report an error. There is an error tab also where we can see the detailed information about captions. You will see on the left hand side the marks, like A stands for accuracy, C stands for shift errors, S stands for shift errors, C stands for completeness, and there are some other errors where we can see all the information. It also reports the duration, for how much duration the error appeared, the start time of the error, the end time of the error, and the confidence score. From here, let's say if I want to visualize the file, like I want to actually see whether the caption, the detected errors are genuine or not. So we can launch the file in Baton Media Player. So if I click on this play in BMP, it gives me a BCR file, Baton Caption Reports, which in turn can be opened up in a Baton Media Player. So this is the Baton Media Player. On the left hand side, you can see list of all the errors which have been detected by Baton Captions. We can filter down depending on the check. Like if I want to see only the accuracy errors or I want to see the completeness error, I can filter down as per my requirement. Down there is a audio waveform. On the right hand side, there is a subtitle viewer, which shows all the subtitles that are present in the captions. So let's say I want to see the completeness issues, that at this point of time, So if you can see here, you can easily identify that at this point of time, there's an active speaker and it is saying something, but captions are not there. So if we see here at 3 minutes 18 seconds, we will see that there are no captions, whereas there was a speaker who was, so this is the active speaker and it said something that we should have 10 minutes, but there is no captions for this particular time. So Baton Captions has reported that this is incomplete. There are some other errors like accuracy. So if we click on this particular error, so you can see the audio is not matching with the captions that are present in the file. There are some other options also available, like we have the audio level meter, we can see the loudness meter, there is a RG per rate graph, the vector scope, and the pixel intensity histogram. The output can also be viewed in a external player using Ajakuna card or Blackmagic card. Let's say at any point of time you want to add your own captions or you want to do some screen placements. So that can be done using the player only. So let's move back to the UI. So here we have seen the tasks. So now let's see the schemes wherein we are going to define all our rules. So let's see the QCN correction scheme first. So the scheme has been divided into two sections. The first section talks about the machine learning checks, and next checks you can say machine learning checks which are dependent on language, and the other section talks about language independent checks. So if I talk about shift, so there's an option to check shift errors. There's an option to correct shift errors and drift errors. So what is actually a shift? Shift can be a leading shift or a lagging shift. We can define that if shift is more than 2 seconds and it persists for more than 0 seconds, then only report an error. Since these checks are machine learning checks, so we have to also put some sensitivity, or you can say the tolerance value, that assuming that if shift error persists 5 seconds per hour, then only report an error. So let's say if shift error persists for 2 seconds only per hour, then it will not report an error because it didn't reach the allowed tolerance. Similarly, we can define drift errors. Drift can be present in form of leading or lagging, right? Then accuracy, whether the spoken words are there in the captions or not. The completeness, whether the caption is present in the file or not, or you can say at a particular point of time there is no caption present in the file. So for all these checks, a similar kind of restrictions have been designed. Then we have some other checks like reading speed. We can define that count spaces as character, count punctuations as character. Then we have the average reading speed check. Then we have character count. As per specs, it says that character count should not be more than 32 characters. Then we have row counts also, that row count should not be more than 4. And the display duration. Right? There are some other settings also, like if we have the sidecar file there in the folder, there with the file itself, or they are present as CC services. So we can define that, analyze the sidecar captions file with and we can define their pattern also. If they are available in the same folder with the same name, then it will automatically detect the sidecar file. There is an option to identify, or you can say there is an option to define the track ID also. So let's say you have a multi-track audio video file wherein first track is in English track and second track is maybe some other language track, and you want the QC should happen on a English track only. So we can define the track ID also. So this is the scheme wherein we can do the QC and correction. if we want to, let's say if we want to generate the caption, so we can define that particular scheme also, that the target, while generating the captions, we should have the target reading speed as 180 words per minute. Number of rows should be 2 only. Number of columns should be 2. Number of characters should be 32 only. Frame rate should be 30 FPS, and the start time of the caption should be maybe something 000, or if there is an offset, we can define the offset also. Now, let's say if I want to QC a file, so from the folders tab, I can explore my file. So let's say under this particular folder, my file is lying. So I'll simply pick up my file and I'll say submit what type of task I want to perform. I want to perform QC or correction, or or if I don't have the captions, I can do the captioning also. So I'll pick QC and correction. I'll select the scheme. My default scheme is already there, and I will simply say submit. So now here you will see that file have been submitted and it is in queue. Once the checker has been identified or the node has been identified, it will start processing the job. Let's move to the setup tab, wherein we can do some system configurations. Like under content location, we can define where is our content lying. It can be on local server or on FTP server. You can also do the QC and correction of captions from S3 storage, or you can define your Azure storage also. The user management tab gives you an option to define the users. You can define their roles, what type of roles they are allowed to perform. Under node servers, we can register multiple nodes to verify, or you can say to do the QC and correction of the captions file. So this is more about, from here, we can look out the Q&A. Over to you, Vivas. We are done with the, you can say, the demonstration part.
Okay, thanks Gaurav for the excellent demo, and I can see a lot of questions coming up. So let me pick up the first one from Melissa. So what are the languages supported? Gaurav, if you can explain.
Yeah, so as of now, we support English language only, but we are planning to add Spanish, Portuguese, and few more languages by Q3. The roadmap would be decided in next few weeks.
Okay, the next question from Melissa. Will the Beton captions be integrated with Beton QC Enterprise?
Yes, definitely. This is in our roadmap, and yeah, like we mentioned that the REST-based APIs are already available, so we can use to integrate with any other tool. But integration with Beton is definitely in our roadmap.
Thanks, Gaurav. John Gag, you have two questions. Does Beton support Korean language? If not, when they should be supported? As Gaurav mentioned, we are aggressively looking at adding different language tracks. So as Gaurav mentioned, when we support any language track, we look at two parameters: generating of the captions and QC of the captions. So yes, Korean, we have huge customer base on the Korean, and we are definitely taking up the Korean as soon as possible. The next question I would give it to Sana. Sana, does Beton captions support burnt-in text detection such as incorrect character unsync between audio and burnt-in text, and how much I could correct out of single content?
No, as of now, burnt-in text detection is not supported in Beton captions. Currently, sync check is performed between audio and text that is present as either embedded captions or in sidecars.
Okay, so now the next question: how much could I correct out of a single content? Is there any limit? And
no, there isn't any such limit. If the question is regarding accuracy, then accurate. So it depends a lot on the quality of audio. So on average quality audio, we are able to support almost every error. So accuracy is more than 85%. On slightly noisy content, it goes a bit down. But still, sync issues, we have achieved very good accuracy in correcting sync issues. When when the captions are leading the audio or lagging behind audio, such kind of corrections can be done over the entire caption. So to answer this, how much could I correct? So the entire captions can be corrected.
Thanks, Anna. We have next question. I think I could see two guys have requested for the answers. Can Beton captions be used in live caption workflow? And what about DVB subtitles? Sana, if you can answer this.
Yeah, so Beton captions is a file-based QC solutions. So live, it's intended for file-based solutions only. For live captions that are already recorded, so generally they have a lot of shift and sync issues. So once they are captured, then Beton caption can QC and correct them. And DVB subtitles, so DVB currently decoding of DVB subtitles is as such not supported. So we are looking towards having this support as well. So DVB subtitle support will be very soon present in Beton captions. Currently, it's not there.
Thanks, Anna. Next question from Munish Shina. What is the completion time of caption generation and how much time does it take to process the file? Gaurav, if you can take this up.
Yeah, basically it's definitely a real faster than real time. On an average, you can say 9x faster or than real time.
Okay, thanks. Gaurav. So I just want to add it that we are extremely fast on Beton captions, both the generation as well as the QC, and depending on how many codes that you are using, because Beton caption is kind of multi-CPU and multi-core processing algorithms. So depending on how many codes that we use, it can do as much as, let's say, 8x to 15x of real time, because it's more of text and speech processing, so it's extremely fast. Then, Sana, there is a question if we can support the package streaming format like HLS, MPEG- for captions.
Yes, it can be supported. So we have made, so while designing this product, we have made all the provisions so that going forward, we should be able to support HLS and Dash.
Okay, there is another question. Can Beton captions be deployed in the cloud or virtual instance? Yes. As I mentioned, it's a completely Linux-based tool. You can deploy it on-prem as well as on cloud. So that's very doable. Specifically, if you are getting all your deliveries in the cloud, let's say you are an OTT operator, or if you are a VOD operator where your content suppliers are on the cloud and they are delivering through the cloud, then we would definitely recommend it to be deployed in the cloud. And as you mentioned, it's extremely fast. So, the moment you get the captions and maybe transcript files, you can both generate as well as the QC captions. So depending on your workflow, you can decide whether you want to deploy it on the cloud or on premises. Then Jongak had another questions. Can you force the unsync durations between the audio and text, Sana? So, Jongak, if you wanted to mean that whether we could, if there is out of sync captions, whether we could correct it or not, probably that's the question, Sana.
Yes, definitely. So during the scheme, during the demo, Gaurav had shown the scheme. So we have a shift check and we have a drift check. So we can correct the sync issues as per the restriction is specified, and as well as we can correct the drift issues. So drift issues come when frame rate of the captions and audio are different, and captions start with alignment, and slowly they keep drifting away from the original time, intended time. So both type of issues, shift, that is either lead or lag, and drift. So these are the type of sync issues. They can be corrected automatically.
Okay, thanks, Sana. There is another interesting question. Is there any limitation on understanding of various accent of the automated transcription? So probably the question is if whether we could generate captions from multiple different geographies with different accents. Sana. And if there is an automated transcription, is a Baton's in-house proprietary technology, or we are utilizing some other APIs? Very good question. Sana, if you can take it up.
So we have a machine learning model for doing this automatic transcription. So it is trained on global English. So various types of accents are supported. And is the automatic transcription Baton in-house proprietary tech? So yes, we started with English, and we have built our own machine learning model. When going forward, we are open to open to using other third-party solutions for expanding to various other languages.
Thanks, Sana. Yeah, just to what Sana had said, yes. So we use our model, and we train our kind of we train our algorithms with lot of data, and another thing that Gaurav mentioned, that we don't need your production system to be connected to internet, because it's everything can be done offline. Unlike let's say other tools where when they use, let's say, cloud APIs, they need connectivity to the internet. So since all our products are designed for broadcasters who are supposed to work offline where they don't really want their broadcast network to be connected to internet, so we make sure that all the products that we create that does not need internet connection. So that means our algorithms as well as the training data are meant to work offline. So similarly, Baton captions, yes, this does not use the external APIs, and it can work offline. Then I think there is another question that do we need a separate license for Baton Media Player to review the Baton captions? No, I mean, you get access to the Baton Media Player when you take the captions license. Then there are two more questions. I would give it to Sana. Can you correct the incorrect characters? And and the second question, the AI-based text-to-speech gives automated text alignment, or is it just default alignment for all speakers?
So for first question, we are actively working on correcting text as well. So yes, we are working on this, and it should be available by Q4. So it is there in our plan. And does the AI-based text speech gives automatic text alignment? So yes, we correct both the shift and drift issues. So during QC part, we will report errors if there is misalignment, and during correction part, we'll correct those issues, and then corrected captions can be exported from Baton captions. Second part is I'm a bit confused, or is it just a default alignment for all speakers? So during QC and correction, we are not differentiating among speakers, but while caption generation from audio, we do have speaker diarization, so that we can notify of so that we can place markers when speakers are changing.
Okay, thanks, Sana. The next question I will take from Manish. Does the Baton captions detect automatic frame rate of the video file? And do we have options to generate captions for different frame rates to one particular file? Gaurav, if you can take up the question.
Yes, Baton captions automatically detect the frame rate. And yes, if required, we can also change the frame rates.
Thanks, Gaurav. The next question, how does the application scale? Gaurav, if you can take this up.
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned, the Baton caption application is very scalable. We can add multiple node servers to interact with web server, and that's how we can easily expand to handle large loads.
Thanks, Gaurav. Yes, so just to add what Gaurav said, Baton captions is designed for scalability. In fact, that has been the core design methodology for all Intera products. And whether you are doing 10 assets in a day and whether you are doing 1,000 assets in a day, all our products, including Baton captions, are highly scalable. So you can start with maybe a small node, maybe 4-core or 8-core. And maybe tomorrow you are getting, let's say you are servicing 10 clients today, and tomorrow you just scale it up to, let's say, maybe 10,000 or maybe 100K. So you can very easily scalable, and it's a software based. We provide only the software. You can deploy it on the cloud. You can create your own AWS API workflow so that you can spawn maybe 1,000 instances in a second, and then you could automatically scale it up. We support the APIs, so you just upload the license and your system is ready. So it's extremely scalable, and being in Linux, you have the stability and you can scale it up as much as possible. Okay, there is another interesting question. Maybe I'll give it to Sana. As mentioned in Baton caption, it is processing under the machine learning based algorithm. Normally, how much time does it take to learning in advance to run the system of services? Probably the question is that whether it can auto learn or we give the learn kind of already intelligent system. Sana, if you can take it up from Jongak.
So if the question is regarding training of the model, so we ship pre-trained model along with the product. So so there isn't any time for that is taken advance to learning the terms.
Okay, thanks, Sana. Yes, all our when you get let's say any release of Baton captions, you get a trained model. You don't need necessarily to train on your own data. So what happens that
sometimes there is a requirement. So that is during captioning part. So sometimes there is a requirement to enter the user domain specific jargons so that they can be correctly transcribed. If there are some specific names that there might not be present in our dictionary, so for them user can provide a specific list of words, but as such there won't be any time that would be required to then in advance to understand those terms. That would be done on the fly. So model is actually pre-trained. Some input might be required from the user, but it will not take a significant amount of time.
Thanks, Anna. Gaurav, the next question is that what is the current accuracy level of our current both generation as well as the QC of the captions?
So if I talk about accuracy of ML-based checks like shift and drift is pretty high. It's about more than 85%. Right, and for the accuracy for completeness check and then reporting of various other issues, definitely it's very high. And further, like mentioned by Sana also in the previous questions, that it also depends on what type of content we are using. Maybe it is having some background noises or some music effects, then definitely accuracy may go down, but it will be still decent.
Okay, thanks, Gaurav. The next question from Manish: can we have the different widgets created and track the progress of their advances? Yes, I think it's a by default Baton Captions is a multi-widget system, so you can have different widgets, and you can have 3 different categories of the widgets created: administrator, where they have the full control of the system. Then you can have the admin planner privilege, where they could modify and parameters and create schemes, etc. And a normal user who would be kind of just managing the workflow, it's more of operator level. And so everyone will have access to the Baton media player as well. So as part of the review workflow, they could go to the media player and they could kind of check their progress. Let's say if you, let's say Baton generates certain captions, and then so they want to accept it or not, you could simply click yes, and then it would accept it. And then maybe Baton Captions generate and maybe rectify certain accuracy that has been found. So the operators can simply accept it, or if they want to modify some of those captions, they could do it right there on the media player, and they could export it. So yes, it's a multi-user system, and you can define how you want to create the workflow for multi-user environment. And we also provide the APIs for accessing the whole data. So a lot of customers would essentially integrate all their tools with their MAM or other workflow engines. So we definitely allow them to use Baton Caption API to integrate with their existing tools. I hope that answers the question. The next question, what are the caption format that is supported? Sana, if you can clarify that.
Yes, so during QC and correction, we support all caption format. So whether they are embedded or they are provided as Sitecare. So for Sitecares, all the formats that are already supported in Baton, such as SCC, SRT, TTML, WebVTT, SAMI, etc., all Sitecares. And for embedded, we support captions embedded in the ancillary track or in the video track. For caption generation, so currently for output, the output is only in the form of Sitecares.
Okay, so that means it will be SRT or
SCC.
SCC. Okay. Okay, great. Then Gaurav, whether we support the embedded CC 608 or 708 captions as well? If you can.
Yeah. Yes,
definitely yes. So if they are already present, so how Baton Captions actually works is that, first of all, it will identify if there is any sidecar present or not, and if it doesn't find any sidecar file, then it will check in the embedded data, as in you can say 608 or 708 services. And if they are present in then it will check for the sidecar file. Embedded data also.
So they are user configurable options. So if regular expression for Sitecare or the complete path of the Sitecare is provided, then Sitecare will be QC'd along with audio. Otherwise, user can specify whether they want to QC audio along with the ancillary track 608, 708 or with the video track 608, 708. And then they can also specify whether they want to QC audio with 608 or with 708, and the number of the services also can be specified as a preference.
Thanks, Anna. The next question, that for the caption generations, if somebody has some, let's say, the transcript, what are the parameters that are needed to provide to the Baton Captions?
So parameters for caption generation, some parameters would be required, like what should be the intended target reading speed of the final captions, how much rows at a time that are required to be displayed, whether the captions should be pop on or roll up, and mostly they would be pop on only. Number of characters in a line that should be present, whether scene change detection is required or not, and captions should snap to scene changes. So such type of and the start time and frame rate intended for the captions output. So such parameters need to be specified while generating captions.
Okay, thanks. Another next question on the licensing model. Maybe let me take this up. So, how is the product licensed? Like other products, we have both perpetual as well as the core CPU core based license for better captions. So you can take maybe 4 core or 8 core, or you can decide how you want to do it. And whether it is available at SAS or not. So Baton captions are the licenses are depending on how you want to deploy it. So if you want to deploy on premise, you can. It's your own hardware. You only provide the software, so that you deploy it in the cloud or on the on premises. So that's your choice. Okay, the next question. If there is a, let's say, a transcript in 25 FPS and the final video is, let's say, 30 FPS, can Baton captions detect that issue or not? So, Gaurav, if you can take that up.
Yes, so I would like to answer this question. So during this is, I suppose, during the QC workflow. So we have two workflow: QC workflow, QC and correction workflow. The other workflow is caption generation workflow. So during QC workflow, if a media file is submitted along with a site care file, and the frame rate of both of them is different. Let's say the video is played at let's say 25 FPS frame rate, and site care contains time code that were like 29.97 FPS drop frame. So so Baton captions at one level, Baton captions can detect the mismatch in metadata also, and at the second level, it can actually detect that captions are not in sync with video. So with this difference of frame rate, there will be actually a drift in the time of captions. So captions would slowly and slowly become more and more misaligned. So Baton captions will be able to report sync issue, that is drift.
Okay. Thanks, Anna. And what are the, Gaurav, if you can take that up question, what is the minimum machine spec required for Baton captions if somebody wants to do POC or go live with this?
Yeah, so basically, Baton captions requires just a 4-core machine with nominal 8 GB RAM. It do not require any GPU, so it can be installed on normal machine also. And the platform is Linux based. We require Linux Ubuntu version, and the application is basically a Dockerized container application. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. The next question to Sana. In case of multi-track audio, how do you support different maybe track, whether audio speech in different track or single track? If you can explain that.
So currently we are not detecting which track of the audio contains a speech. It is in the roadmap, but as of now, this comes as a part of user input. So we automatically take first track of the audio and QC it with captions. There is option in the scheme settings that Gaurav has shown to specify track ID. So user can specify a specific track ID to be QC'd along with along with captions. Other option is to combine all tracks. So user can choose to combine all tracks. If let's say the file has 6 tracks and the different channels are spread across the track, so in that case, user can choose to specify this option, combine all tracks. So they all be combined and captions will be compared against that combined track. So currently we are not doing speech detection and then identification of dialogue track. This is in our roadmap.
Okay, thanks, Anna. I think we have taken up almost most of the questions. So if we are left with some other questions, you can definitely write to us, and we should definitely get back to you individually with the answers. We have a lot of questions whether this is available for the POC or not. Yes, Beton Captions is now available for the trial. Please contact your account manager for that. Since the machine requirement is very, very minimal, you can do it on the cloud or you can do it on-prem. Before we end, I just wanted to remind you that we have a series of webinars lined up, exciting new features of Beton, Orion, as well as OTT. We have revamped Orion Central Managers, all new content classification tool. We know many of you would be interested. That is again machine learning based product for content classification. And definitely we have a lot of add-ons for new release of Vega, which is our media analyzers. So if you have not signed up already, please do so ASAP. And also, I just wanted to remind you that if you want individual demos to be done for your team, or if you want some of the customized demo in details for your team, please write to us with a preferred slot. You can either contact your account manager, or we have the email IDs right up here in different geographies. Please write to these emails. Since there is no more questions and we are almost close to our allocated slot, thanks again for your time and for such an active participation. I really appreciate it. Stay safe and have a great day ahead. Thank you.